When we moved to our street in Brooklyn 14 years ago, we quickly met the adorable and charming cat that seemed to live outside all the time.
Hi, kitty.
She was always willing to engage with people on the sidewalk and gave every impression that she was somebody's house cat that was just out for a stroll.
Hi.
But season after season, year after year, she has always been hanging around. She's there in the summer doing her daily beauty routine, and in the winter she really loves our heated sidewalk and checking out the Christmas decorations, but only through a window. She'd never accept offers to come inside. It quickly became clear that she knows every nook and cranny and cubbyhole on Consollier Street. She's literally got the run of our entire block and seems totally comfortable with all the dogs that pass by, even hoping to play with them. She's commandeered all the best places for her to keep her eyes on the street, from the top of the stoop over here to the top of the construction fence next to our house. She spends a lot of time in the empty lot next to us where Mrs. Romano's house was before it was torn down. She seems to enjoy all that privacy sometimes. But there are many, many days when she lounges right in front of our house, claiming one of our chairs as her throne. People even stop and take pictures of her there, thinking she lives here.
Hi, kitty cat.
I think she's the most charming thing ever, but she wants nothing to do with any of us. And I think that's because she and our cat Mouse have had fights in our yard. Besides ignoring us, she's incredibly friendly with everyone else she meets and seems like the perfect pet. So why is she living on the street? Our neighbor Phyllis first saw her as a kitten back in 2011 and invited her to live in her top floor apartment, but
Phyllis noticed that she did not want to be there. She wanted to get out. And they got her out.
So from then on, Phyllis and her sister Genevieve began to give her food and take care of her outside. A few years later, on a winter's day, a little house appears in the front yard of our neighbor's place with some food bowls.
We got our house in 2019 for the first time in the winter. It was a hit. It worked immediately. Jen would, in the winter, bring over hand warmers every night to put under her blankets.
Once she had an official address and a permanent food bowl, it seemed like that bowl was never empty.
How much do I feed her?
Yeah, how many days a week?
Oh, all 7. And I get annoyed that people feed her in between. If you're not going to feed her every day, leave her alone. She'll eat. I don't like when they give her cheap food, and my food goes to waste.
I see. What's her name?
Fatty girl.
What do you call her?
I call her Bugs.
Like all doting mothers, sometimes Genevieve gets on Fatty's nerves.
I love her. And when I leave her at night, I say, I love you, be careful, you'll be here in the morning, be careful crossing the street. People don't talk that nice to their kids.
Genevieve and her sister Phyllis's family came to Williamsburg from Naples, Italy 100 years ago and have been living in that corner building since 1950.
Fatty.
Jen's cooked us her delicious meatballs many a time. A few weeks after Fatty's house appeared, a clever neighborhood artist glues a photograph of her up on the wall, marking this little yard as her very own. This charming life for Fatty goes on year after year.
She's our mascot of Consollier.
Until one day, a few weeks ago, I pass a flyer in the window of Genevieve and Phyllis's building telling me she's missing. Then another in front of Seti Pani, and another. I knew Genevieve must be so upset, so I asked Sergio.
Jen passed away. She's been sick for a while, and not even, I'm going to say, a month or so after Jen passed, Fatty disappeared. So it is heavy.
It's suddenly a doubly sad week on our street now that we've lost 2 of our most popular neighbors who've been so close for over a decade.
I believe that someone really thinking they were doing a great deed, put her in a car, took him to their apartment, and she's trying to get accustomed to the new life, or might have taken her to a shelter in the neighborhood that they live, which I don't think it's in our neighborhood anymore because we spoke to so many shelters.
And our local pet shelters posted as well, trying to find Fatty. I tried searching on Instagram and I quickly found Fat Cat Chunkers, who's known as the mayor of Lorimer Street, which is our nearest cross street,